This warrior was deployed in Iraq. When he got home, he couldn't leave his room for 3 weeks, couldn't leave his house for about 2 months, constantly checking the perimeter of the windows and the doors. And on a scale of 0 to 10, his hypervigilance was at a 20.
Tom pulled me on the stage, and we sat there and we talked. And first thing he was like, I'm like, am I gonna have to close my eyes for this? And oh my God, anxiety just started coming up. All of a sudden, I started sweating. So at this point, I'm like, dude, this is not gonna work. He wants me to close my eyes in front of all these people. I got my eyes closed for maybe 5-6 seconds. He adjusted in his chair, and I looked, and it was just kind of like I locked straight on him. He was like this. I'm just moving. I'm like, Roger. And as soon as I get back to a zone, I'm doing a check to make sure that my guys are there, and they're good. And I keep hearing stuff. I'm looking around and seeing what's going on here. Then I finally was able to get myself where we needed to be, and we started doing what we had to do.
The process that we took him through extracted him experientially from being absorbed in the fear, the pattern of fear that generates this hypervigilance.
It was like I was born again. I just came out of a womb all of a sudden real fresh and couldn't stop smiling. I was like, fresh air, it smells good. And it was awesome. It was an awesome feeling. So that's what you have. That's where I am now. You know, if I feel myself edging up, I'll shut it down. I'll fix it. I'll drive on.
One of the delightful things about this program is that the vets who go through it become very, very enthusiastic because they feel they've really finally found something that truly works to resolve the underpinnings of their post-traumatic stress.
We found something that could segregate the incident from all of this stress.
The emotion just disappeared. Now, is the situation there? Yes, it is, but I can rationally, deal with it.
They can't help but want to share it with their fellow warriors. And it's fantastic. It has a kind of viral influence because they finally found something that truly works to resolve their post-traumatic stress.
I think each one of us has made a pledge to want to reach out and help somebody else. It's in our hearts.
Yeah.
And even if they don't feel it now, at least plant a seed to tell them where to go for help.
These actually thoroughly resolve the underlying energy that has given life to the traumatic experience so that it no longer has that life. They can remember the experiences, but the trauma is completely and permanently resolved.
I became real open to allowing it to happen. And I remember smiling and thinking, well, I feel better.
Right now, I think it's the first time I found peace of mind in my soul that I've always looked for, I've always said, why can't I be at peace like everybody else? Yeah. I've never been as close to my wife as I am now. We've been married 44 years.
It helped me within hours, and I'm very stubborn. My trust level is 0, and for me to sit there and close my eyes outside in a strange place with movement around me, it's a feat.
Now, I got to be honest with you. I mean, I'm being totally honest with you. There's so many scams in the world. And first I keep telling myself, man, this dude ain't for real. This is not real. Then I try it, and it works. And it's just blowing my mind.
And I said, it couldn't be.
Right.
And I went home shaking my head, saying, there's something wrong, How could it be so simple when I've lived with this all these years? Right. It affects me physically. I'm sleeping better and healthier. My pulse rate is down.
I'm just going to continue to work towards finding happiness and joy and helping my young guys coming back. Yeah.
We are so heartened by the fantastic breakthroughs and resolution of trauma and anxiety that we're seeing with these vets with PTSD. Their PTSD is basically going away. And we've also been experiencing similar kinds of results with victims of violent crime, with rape victims, with people who've been traumatized in a whole variety of ways. And we're really excited about expanding the program to include everyone who's been traumatized. These techniques seem to work across the board regardless of the source of the trauma. They truly are universal, highly effective, and they seem to be producing not only just improvement, but actually pretty thorough resolution of the problem at its basis.
I was amazed and gratified that there seemed to be something that might be helpful. It wasn't invasive, very forgiving, very comfortable, serene.
It was so brief and so simple. I said to myself, my God, it's gone. You know, it's totally gone. And this one memory of mine that had been tormenting, I had a lot of them, you know, there are lots of them. But the one that was tormenting me, it was like I could look at it clearly as an incident that happened. And now I don't have to struggle anymore. And it's beautiful. I'll tell you, life is beautiful for me. It really is.